Yeah, we had like 48 people or so last week, by the way.
Nice.
Total. Yeah, man.
Yeah. The numbers are
Cool.
going to keep going up too because I
Yep.
can't believe it's been 2 years already, but
I know. I know,
a
man.
lot of people are connecting with me and they want to do it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Cool. I don't have a checklist, but let's see here. So we got live stream going,
Mhm.
recording here. I got, okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're golden. So fantastic. Hey, by the way, is this actually showing left to right? This is showing properly, right?
Looks like it's centered in the
Okay,
middle.
but
Um,
it's not reversed.
oh
Okay.
no, it's
I'm
right.
just
It's
making
correct.
sure because when
Yeah.
I create my Zoom actually has it reversed. So I'm just making
Nice.
sure it reads left to right. So cool. All right, guys.
Mhm.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you for attending this Tuesday. Today is January 21st, 2025, the day after a major inauguration yesterday. I'll just put
Oh,
it at that.
really?
Yeah, so we'll see what the future brings. So, welcome everyone. In case you are new here, we do welcome you. We do stream over to YouTube and Facebook. So, if you are over there, please do definitely subscribe for one, but definitely like it and share it out to all your friends and family who you think can benefit from this. So, our lives are actually held over here on Zoom. You can find our Zoom link should you want to join live here. You are more than welcome. We invite you over here. That way, there's actually no lag. I know that when we restream, there's probably maybe a 20-second lag or so. But anyway, you can find that link over here at I'mAwakeNowWhat.com/calendar and that'll take you right over to the direct Zoom link. And while you are over there, please do subscribe over to our newsletter. Actually, I don't know if you go over to the calendar link. Well, there is a newsletter sign up on that calendar link. You just scroll a little bit down and add yourself to the list. Otherwise, if you just go to I'mAwakeNowWhat.com, after a couple seconds, you'll get a pop up window that has the email address information. You can just subscribe to the calendar. And also, while you're over there, you can grab Seth's free PDF, right? The PDF, am I right there? The PDF
Yep.
is free?
I took the physical copy down for now.
Okay. So, but the PDF is. Okay.
Yep.
So, the Fight to Enlight. It's about yay thick, and you'll read it for a couple days. So,
Yeah.
and I'm still finishing up. Darn it. I've just had so much on my list, but such a great book. Great book, guys. So, check it out. So yeah, I already went into we got live over here on stream on Zoom, and we hold our meditations every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Um, and before I forget, all the recordings are over on YouTube at Seth's channel, Seth Leaf Przansky. I don't know if you have a link over at I'mAwakeNowWhat.com, but just go over to YouTube, just type in Seth Leaf, first one that comes up, and then you just point right over to the live tab and go away at it. We've been doing this almost 2 years now, totally free. Love it. I actually look forward to it every single week. It's a form of just kind of calming down and just getting, down to earth, I guess you could say. So, especially with all the chaos that I have to do for work. So, anyways, so each week we do have a title. If you do have any ideas for titles, please let Seth know. Just send him a message, I guess, on Facebook, right? That's the best way.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And today's title is Brain, Heart, and Gut Coherence for Clear Thinking, Intuitive Feeling, and Instinctual Awareness. And before I forget this time, I do have a playlist. If nobody is aware of what I actually do, I take these little hockey pucks right here, Bluetooth, connect it up via my phone, and I play some background frequency music. And if you want to, you can go to the QR code right here with your phone, punch that in, and just play it right through for some background music, or you can go to bit.ly/CM playlist. So, anyway, without further ado, let's just get this party on the road. Hand it off to Seth.
I love it. It is a party. It's a celebration, especially with everything happening. So same with me. I love it. I always look forward to it. Greg and I don't talk that much, but we come here and we meet each other, and it's great. Many people are finally joining us. What? Yeah, almost 2 years, right? Wait, 20.
Yeah, we always text during the week. We actually oh, actually before I forget, speaking of Signal, I saw Marissa's message earlier today about the conscious creatives. Tell them about that. That's going on Thursday as well. In case anybody is up near your territory, you have the EE system and the meditation, right? No, that's not the Thursday, is it?
No, so
I thought
Conscious
you hold that on
Creatives,
Saturdays.
that's Saturday, every other Saturday. And Conscious Creations is Marissa's idea. And she asked if I would collaborate with her. And I did. And I think even that, it's like a year and a half now. Like, I just
That's
do
right.
that once a month. And it's more like a community building event, local people getting together. And then the Saturday with the EE system is something totally different. And people love it. It's fantastic. And we're going to be finding a place nearby, like a low ticket event. If somebody can't afford it, they won't be refused. Just want to get a place where as many people can get together to get in sync with what is really happening. The heartbeat. That's what's happening. It's so important. And we look past it so much as a species. So it's time. It's time. We're going to gather. We're going to get people together. We're going to get connected to what is reality, what is really happening. And it's amazing. I can see the space on your thing
I
came
know.
on.
I know. I know. My OBS keeps messing up a little bit. Yeah.
That's awesome. See,
Yeah.
it's little things like that that just spice up
Hey,
life.
you know what? We're on the fly here, man. So,
I love it.
you know,
I wouldn't
no
have it any
script,
other
no
way.
nothing, man.
Yep. But yeah, essentially, we are an organization that gets people back in touch with the real news, not the news out there, not whether it's from politics or religion, not that news. Also, not natural elements like the weather. Yeah, it's happening. It is. It's going on. But what's really happening, we all know. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, and neither would I. We are all this miracle of life that is animating these beings, causing all of these systems in our body to work together, whether we're asleep at night or awake walking down the road. That is what's going on. All these totally complex systems of our body that this life force, this energy just causes all of it to work. And isn't it amazing how that's what's really happening, but so few really focus on it? It just it blows my mind in a very entertaining way. I mean, I know we have to go through hard things to experience awakening or to be the impetus of getting us to wake up and know what's really going on with who we are. But I love getting in tune with what's allowing me to be here. It's what's allowing everybody else to be here. And it's time that personally and together we start to give a lot more attention to where attention comes from, to where attention is due, because this energy that we are, it's not only just causing our bodies to work. We know it's energy, but it's not just energy. It's not like static energy that it's there, it's causing neurons and everything to connect and fire. It's way more than that. Yes, it is that, but it's also so many different types of energies, electromagnetic frequencies that it can't be quantified. There's no way to put into knowing what this life force is. And yes, it's there. We know it's there. And again, it is energy, but it's beyond energy. It is literally energy that is dynamic. It is highly beyond genius, intelligent. It's what allows us to be here together tonight. And if we don't know that, then we're drifting into a place where we're perceiving the world from the outside in, which is what we've been taught to do as a species. All the institutions of the world teach us to pay attention to everything external, but all the great sages, all the great masters, tons of just great people have seen through the cracks in the wall, the cracks in human perception where we realize that something way greater is happening, way greater. And it is this frequency that can't be named, it can't be quantified, because it is intelligence at a level that really is only known by experience. And the more we choose to know what we are, the more we begin to have a direct experience of what's causing all of this to happen. And it transcends words, it transcends belief systems, it transcends everything we've been taught to think about who we are and what this world is. And the great thing about it, yeah, it's a miracle. Yeah, it's really intelligent energy, but we all have it. We all are it. And it's time to give more attention to this, because from this place, we can begin to see the world from the inside out. And when we get that going, we get a habit of it, it literally sends itself out to the world. And all the stuff happening around us, just lose interest in it, because what's happening in us is way more fascinating, way more enlivening. Is that a word? Enlivening? It is profound. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but let's get into it. Let's experience it. So get relaxed, and wherever you are, sitting down, laying down, at first the idea is just to relax, and we create an internal environment so that we can begin to connect with what we are and who we are takes a back seat from what we are. And what we are is utter profundity. It is the miracle of life in action. It transcends all knowing. It transcends the periodic table of elements that we're taught to believe are all there is. And there's no better scientific tool than our being, our human being. None of men's creations have nearly the power that we do. And together we're bringing that out in each other because it's time. So you're relaxed, slow the breathing down. We all know that we're breathing involuntarily, meaning our breath is breathing through us, whether we are aware of it or not. And when we voluntarily becoming conscious of all of these involuntary functions and systems of our body. When we choose to be aware of that, we voluntarily choose to become aware of these involuntary functions and frequencies and connection. And the more we make space to know ourselves as we truly are, the more our conscious awareness becomes synchronized with what is really, truly happening. What is happening in each of us is more important than anything external to us. But it's not just important, it is priceless. The very source of bioelectricity that's allowing all of us to be here together now is something that when we choose to get in tune with it, suddenly the things of the world all around us that we're taught are so important. They become less and less important because this frequency is causing the heart to beat, allowing us to have thoughts that is operating throughout our entire microbiome, from our mouth all the way down into our stomach, and then the small intestines, the large intestine, all of that, and so much more is freely gifting itself to each and every one of us. And the more that we voluntarily get in tune with all of these involuntary responses, the more our inner power comes back. And the more that we choose to get aware of this, the more we begin to remember our purpose, the more we begin to have true reverence for life, to utterly and truly become so complete that who we are and what we are become self-evident, or our conscious awareness and our unconsciousness, which we are at all times totally connected to, but that we're only operating from a very small percent of what is in each and every one of us. It is there when we bridge what is known into what is unknown. Then we begin to have the experience that each and every one of us is truly at the cutting edge of self awareness, becoming conscious of divine awareness, you could call it, or whatever this system of different frequencies, layers, levels, and dimensions that we don't feel like we're connected to, but that we actually are at all times. And when we build that bridge between who we think we are and what we actually are, that's us taking our authority back. That is us being unapologetically who we are, who we have the potential to be. And with the knowing that unveils all of this, the more that we consciously feel this innate intelligence that's causing all these systems to work, when we are in tune with it and we start being able to feel how intelligent this intelligence is, the frequency of the intelligence itself starts to become activated from within. And the more we can get in tune with that, the more we begin to feel what creative impulses are. Simply the power of life itself. The best feeling we have ever felt times infinity is what we are. It is what we are working with. And the more we give attention to what we already are, the more that attention gives back to us. And talk about a love affair. Talk about feeling and finding the true or the truer meaning of love. When you allow your sensitivities to be so in tune with what you already are and what you are experiencing, the more you feel what is already there, and the more that feeling deepens. And it truly is like feeling ecstatic bliss. And despite all of the external influences in the world around us, we are gifted the ability to activate and feel what's already happening. to feel what the forces of creativity itself feels like as it's animating our body. It's already in us, around us. It's causing every single system to work together. And we have the opportunity to feel that fully. And we are also gifted the opportunity to know ourselves as we are in totality. And there's also no limit for how deep we choose to know ourselves to be. And it doesn't matter what happens. And even if you never get as far as being so consciously aware of what we truly are, even if we don't get to that point where we experience ourselves as one with everything, we still have untold power. And the more we cultivate that, the more empowered we become to face and process anything in our lives, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how scary facing the unknown can be. The more we cultivate a conscious relationship to life itself, the more everything around us starts to make sense. And we feel so much inspiration for that, that our inner authority returns and no one can take that away from us. Only way they can is if you give it away. But you don't have to. It is truly inalienable rights. It is our birthright to be what we are in totality, completely free of any and every external influence, even from the words that you hear me speaking. Reality is happening in the spaces between the words. Reality is happening in the tone of my voice, of your voice, and even things around us that seem unnatural. They are all emitting frequency, vibration, sound. And the more that we get in tune with what is causing our heart to beat, the better able we become to hear this great symphony of life, songs of our ancestors, the songs of our entire species, of every other species, of the incredibly massive celestial void that all of this is happening in. It is all creating sound, and it is the harmony of all of that that creates a greater song that is always singing itself to us, through us. We just didn't know how to listen to it, but now we're learning how. And you hear these great songs of life force at a microscopic level. The sound of celestial bodies moving, all in harmony with itself, without condition. When you can feel the song of all of that, and suddenly you become an instrumentalist. You contribute to the great cosmic songs that's happening everywhere external to us, that's happening internally at a microscopic level. No matter how great or how small, everything is creating more energy, more vibration. And the better we train ourselves to listen to this symphony of creation everywhere in us and around us, the more we do that, the better able we become to listening to the music of spheres, to listen to and feel what has always been there. The better we get at listening to what is already happening, to what has always been there. more we do that, the more willing we become to contribute to this great cosmic frequencies of song. And we know what it feels like when we're in harmony with it. And of course, we know what it feels like and sounds like when we are not in harmony with it. And the greatest thing about all of this is that even if we close our ears, even if we go unconscious or forget or experience some emotional drama, any of the things that happen to each and every one of us throughout many periods of our lives, when we forget, all we need to do is simply tune back in to it because it's always there, always. And when you feel it, you are a conscious part of it. And life itself is always evolving. It's always seeking to expand and grow and know itself in its own great potential. And sometimes that means closing energy in areas of life that simply don't need to go in that direction. Each and every one of us are the expressions of anything and everything, of all that any of this has been. All of our loved ones, all of our distant relatives, everybody and everything is always connected to us through this great organic web of life. We are at all times together with everything that has brought us to where we are, from every body that has brought us to here together. And when we can be open to feel, to hear, and to know ourselves as this fabric of ancestral life force, the more we tune into that, the more it supports us. And the most beautiful thing is that we have a choice to being so aware of what is always there. So your body's relaxed, your breathing is slower and deeper. And before you put a little smile, an inner smile on your face, just acknowledge that whatever this life force is, that it also is who you are. What we are is always fully connected to who we are. And the more we allow ourselves to being open minded, open hearted, the more we allow ourselves to be all that we are, however great or small, the more power is gifted to us to evolve, power that it itself allows us to detoxify our physical bodies, all of the old energies in us, the parasites. When you get in tune with this grand cosmic orchestra, the more this energy detoxifies you. And you can always hear it. Everybody hears something. And when you can be so calm and everything around is so quiet, you can literally hear the buzz of your own life force, of it wanting to work with you. It is beckoning you to work with it because that's what allows you to be an instrumentalist of being somebody that contributes to all of reality. And with all of that in mind, in heart, and in your gut, those three areas, even if all we did in this life is to develop our awareness in these three powerful parts of our core being. Even if that's all we did, it would allow us to do what nearly 100% of what most are doing, of most of what our ancestral lines didn't do. Just like there's plants everywhere, but the season for those that flower are a lot more infrequent. And when we take notice of that, we respect it. And just as there is rock everywhere, very little of it is crystallized. And even of all that is crystallized, an even smaller part and percentage of that crystallization is clear. But all of these elements are still all working together. And with that knowing, put that little inner smile, just like the religious figures of the past, those with little smiles are highlighted. Because when you understand and you become aware of the size, scale, and scope of all that allows you to be here, when you become aware of that, it is so humbling. And at the same time, it is so incredibly empowering. And that little inner smile immediately changes your body chemistry so that like flowers and crystal clear crystals, we each are gifted the ability to be as clear as we choose to be. Or maybe we're not ready to be that clear. We're still a part of it. And we can still choose to be in awe because we are not alone. This great web of life is always there, animating us. And the more we become present with it, the more it guides us. And the more we allow it to guide us, the more our faith in its potential becomes self-evident. So your body's totally relaxed. Your breathing is slower and deeper. You have that little inner smile on your face that is immediately changing your body chemistry. And you can sustain all of that. And the more you practice, the better at it you become. And the better at it you get, the more you willingly choose to let the force of your life force to guide you even more. The more that your faith is fed by your efforts to know and create yourself in the image of what you know to be possible. And your right to be the leader in your own life, in your own community. The more you trust, the greater your being is able to have this charge of knowing. The more you partake in this, the greater your body's ability to hold, receive, and emit greater amplitudes of knowing, of life force and its evolutionary placement in your life. And the more that you allow yourself to be empowered by that, the easier your choices become, and the greater your ability to be resilient in the face of anything that you face becomes amplified. So your body is relaxed. Your breathing is slower and deeper. The more you feel that little inner smile that ignites the memory of your little self, the child that you were and still are, to live with awe and wonder, and to contribute your own way of receiving greater amplitudes of remembering And then the way that you express that knowing is yours. And it will always be yours unless you choose to give it up, whether you are conscious of that or not. So if you have any feelings in your body of resistance, or if there's somebody that you love and care about who maybe is a little too stubborn to want to change, consider who or what it might be. And no matter if they are stubborn or not, release attachment to any outcome. And all that you need to do is change the way that you perceive them, because their issues are not yours. And the more that you choose to serve and perceive and support others in your life and in your world, evolve by your choice of choosing to perceive them and their suffering as perfect as it needs to be. And if you allow yourself to know that, to see them from a place of your own totality, they may not change, but you can choose to perceive them in your own way. And it has nothing to do with them. And it has everything to do with your growth, development, and your own totality. So whether it's a person that you're feeling or an element, an aspect of your own life, of the things that you experience, with the knowing of this great song that we know is always there, that through our mind, heart, and our gut, if you can feel your heartbeat, which anybody can if they choose to get calm, then you're also able to feel the pulse of your heartbeat in your chest, in your head, and in the lower core. If you can feel your pulse, in those places with the feeling of awe and wonder with each pulse of your heartbeat. That means you are intentionally programming yourself to commit to this great love affair of life that can be so challenging, but that when you learn how to accept it as it is, because you get to perceive it as you choose, that is your power. That is your inner authority to choose what you allow into your being and also what you send out into the world around you in all directions, as microscopic or as macroscopic as you choose to know yourself. With each beat of your heart, that energy is rippling out everywhere in all directions of your body. And the extent of that communication or relationship is between you and your source. So we're totally relaxed. We are aware that this intelligence is causing us to breathe. We're choosing to voluntarily breathe with it. And with that little inner smile that radiates your child self, while at the same time, your inner authority, that's yours. That is who you truly are. And in that is the potential of what you decide to create yourself to be. So, for those who would rather continue to deepen, you can hang up the call. And before we come into a more waking state as a group, just check in with yourself. See if you took any notes. If there are memories. If there is experiential awareness that took place during our time together. That's your medicine. And the only limitations to it are the ones you allow to dictate you. But your inner authority is the authority. when you know yourself in harmony with all that is. And so slowly just kind of feel your body, just some slight movement in it. And the more you move around, the more you take the awareness of your energy based self and reality. And the more you feel it in and around every part of your beautiful body, of your incredible awareness, of your choice to process and create the way you want to perceive it all. Remember that this is yours and you are a child of all of this. And when you're ready, rub your hands together vigorously to create heat. And then put the palms of your hands over your eyes. And in complete darkness, notice if you see or sense anything, or if there's colors that you're aware of, or geometries. If you don't notice it, you will, because you are it, and you will forever be what you are. So please share this with everybody. Help us get the word out there. I know incredible things are happening. I talk with a lot of people, and everyone's having very similar experiences. So we are reaching each other. It's so exciting. And its challenges, of course, it's going to be like that. If life itself is always growing and evolving into a greater expression of its own growth, then of course that's what we're doing too. So, Greg, anything you want to say before we close out, or?
Not much. Appreciate everybody that shows up here on a weekly basis. You guys rock. We do have a lot of newbies, so thank you everyone for joining, and we welcome anyone that you wish to share this out to. Feel free to. Um, I was also thinking, whatever happened, you had some 5 to 10 minute meditations also, so people can find those on your Facebook channel, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
feel
And
free to
on
go
the
over there
YouTube
too.
channel. They're
And
on
the YouTube.
YouTube. They're on the email that I have. But yeah, I'm getting ready. I haven't been making any new ones, but I'm getting ready to do some that I'm very passionate about. So,
Fantastic. That's awesome. So, so as always, a pleasure. Thank you, everyone. We love you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And we will see you next week, right?
yes, sir.
All right. See you guys.